Hello and welcome to my second Irish ramble. I was hoping that I could film this in an exotically beautiful location. Well, actually, to tell you the truth, I'm in one of those now. We're in County Fermanagh, having had a lovely drive through visiting Armagh and Enniskillen. But it is tipping down outside. It's blowing a gale as well, typical Irish weather. So I've retreated into our motorhome to do this from here. So you just have to believe me that we're by the side of a beautiful loch, and it is very lovely out there, but it's extraordinarily wet. Anyway, I hope you've all had a really good week, as we certainly have. Just enjoying the hospitality of all the lovely Irish people here. But I hope your week has been good, and I hope the weather's been a bit better for you than it has for us over here too. It's been a week of good news, really. On the singing front, yesterday it was announced the first findings of a quite detailed study of the effect of the COVID virus on singing. And it seems from what the experts are saying that it isn't that dangerous to sing, that no more dangerous than talking, and that all sorts of risk assessments need to be done, like ventilation, obviously social distancing, etc., etc. But I think as the findings become more public and they are discussed a little bit more widely, I think there's cause for quite a lot of optimism and the opportunity to start getting back to singing. Obviously every single place is different, and for us in Swanage at St Mary's, we'll have to look at it very carefully, but I really hope that it won't be too long now before at least we can make a start in the right direction. So fingers crossed there. Now, a couple of things music-wise for you this week. First of all, I just want to highlight this week's broadcast of Choral Evensong on Radio 3, which was on Wednesday at 3:30 and is repeated this coming Sunday at 3:30. I think I mentioned before that they're doing a series, the BBC, of live broadcasts with just a few singers from St Martin in the Fields, all with different professional choirs. And this last Evensong was led by the Gesualdo Sixth, who are 6 young chaps, all from Cambridge colleges, I think, sort of based around Trinity College. I think that their director certainly was the organ scholar there. And they performed Evensong, and I have to say, I think I used superlatives a few weeks ago about St John's College, Cambridge, but this was different, but just the most extraordinary singing. It really was. I was absolutely blown away by it. So I do encourage you to listen to it. The introit was written by the director, Owen Park, and it's based on plain song melody, Te Lucis ante terminum, which you'll know, but the treatment that he uses was quite extraordinary. Again, it might take a couple of listenings to, but that was brilliant. The responses were lovely, but the thing that really blew me away was the psalmody. At St Mary's during Lent and Advent, we do sing plain song psalms. And so these guys did the same thing. They did plain chant. And the first psalm, there was 4 psalms, I think. The first psalm was just really traditional plain chant, beautifully sung, beautifully paced. They've all got absolutely amazing voices. But then when we got to the second psalm, something quite extraordinary that unexpected happened. And maybe I shouldn't spoil it for you. You should just listen to the treatment that they gave to the plain song. They sort of gave a 21st century focus to the plain chant. So I really encourage you to listen to it. It really was so beautiful. It was so relaxing. The Mag and Nunc were Fobaldens, which I think we do, these particular ones by Bird. We've sung at St Mary's before, but hearing them sung by these 6 guys, just exquisite. And then an amazing anthem by Taverner. Another one of those ones where you just sort of close your eyes and let it waft over you. Another very contemporary short prayer anthem at the end, and a beautiful organ voluntary. So really, I've put the link on my email, but I would encourage you to listen to that. It really was something else. So for my particularly recommended piece this week of my favourites, Another real favourite composer of mine is Philip Moore, who was organist of, I think he was assistant organist at Canterbury, then he was organist of Guildford Cathedral, and then for a number of years organist of York Minster. And he's a wonderful composer. He only says he dabbles in it, but his dabbling is just awesome. He wrote a wonderful big anthem called All Wisdom Cometh from the Lord, which is worth looking up. But he wrote 3 pieces, settings of texts written by the German pastor and theologian Dietrich Bonhoeffer, who was imprisoned by the Nazis and was killed in prison sort of 2 weeks before the end of the war. And his texts, he set these 3 texts. One is morning prayer, one is prayer in time of distress, and the third one, which was always my favourite, which is evening prayers. And it's just the most beautifully crafted short piece. It's based on the German chorale Nun kommt der Heiden Heiland. But it just works so well. It starts a little fugue and then it just sort of weaves through. I'll give you the text as well so that you can just follow it. But all 3 motets, all unaccompanied, are sensationally beautiful. But the third one for me is something really special indeed. So I encourage you to look out for Philip's music, because he's written a lot of stuff and he's still composing all the time at the moment. Such a nice bloke too. But his music is sensational. So that's the third, Evening Prayers, the third of the Bonhoeffer motets by Philip Moore. One to watch out for. Watch out as well for Sunday's liturgy, which will be online for you, or go along to live church as well on Sunday. David Fawcett will be playing the organ at St Mary's. I'm still over here, but I shall be back next week, fingers crossed, God willing. So let's just do a little warm-up. I've lost my pitch pipe somewhere along the way, so I'm just going to make this up as I go along. Story of my life, really. So why don't we just think about how we're sitting or how we're standing. The sun's coming out now, gosh. And shall we just do a few of our gentle sirens warming up, just going That's right, and you can extend that further. Like that, jolly good. Okay, so then, having done that, let's start with ooh and just going ooh. Change to E. E, 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 and we change to R. R, R, R. Okay, jolly good. And let's just do some of our Si, Fa, Si, Fa, Si. Remember that one? Si, Fa, Si, Fa, Si. And the next one, excuse me. Si, Fa, Si, Fa, Si. Okay, and the next one. Si, Fa, Si, Fa, Si. And the next one. Si, Fa, Si, Fa, Si. And the next one, Si, Fa, Si, Fa, Si. And one more, Si, Fa, Si, Fa, Si. Okay, and last of all, let's do our blue car one, and let's start off in this key again. sea blue car, 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 sea blue car. Okay, it's semitone higher. Sea blue car, 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 sea blue car. Okay, semitone high. Sea blue car, 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 sea blue car. And the next one, sea blue car, 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 sea blue car. And one more. Sea blue car, 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 sea blue car. Oh, hope you did that better than me. I was thinking along the way, maybe it should have been sea green car as I'm over here, but never mind. Good. Okay, well, I hope that just gives you a little something to sing along to. So I wish you all a very happy week this coming week. Hope it brings you lots of good things. And hopefully I'll see you again next Friday for another of my rambles, and in church the following Sunday after that. So until then, stay safe, take care, and have fun.